Okay, hey, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since I've shot a video here. A lot going on this summer. We'll get into that in another episode. But for this one, imagine you lived in a place where for one weekend a year, you were a celebrity. Imagine you lived in a place for one weekend a year, everybody from the entire community gathered to see you. Imagine that if you lived in a community where one weekend a year they threw a grand parade for you, just for you. So in my little town here in Lisbon, Ohio, I am that person, but only as Johnny Appleseed. We have a Johnny Appleseed festival, and I'm the man that gets to be the face behind that festival. And each year, I love to give those people just something new and exciting. And this year, I've been working on this project for about 2 years. You've probably seen it on my channel before as a Surrey, a pedal bike. It was a 4-person pedal bike. And if you've ever rented one of these things at a beach community somewhere, you know how much work they are. Well, as that person of Johnny Appleseed, I don't always have someone else to go with me. Hey guys, how are you? Good. I don't always have someone to go along with me, and I cannot power this thing by myself. So I had to kind of retrofit it. I did try to make it a power assist brushless motor electric. I hated it. It really used too much energy for the effort that I got. I could go maybe a mile or two and then the batteries needed charged. And so what I wound up doing was a 1919 Hercules 2 horsepower hit and miss engine that powers this thing now. And it'll cruise right along with no problem. So without further ado, let's fire it up and take it for a drive and just see how it goes. So basically what I've got is a crank start engine, a pulley system on that side, where if I pull this lever that's between my legs, it'll tighten that belt and make the drive go. It is a pedal assist, so my pedals do still work on both sides, but the drive for this motor is only powering that side right now. I was worried about that whole posi traction thing and not being able to take turns. And with this being downtown and on city streets, I wasn't worried about losing traction in one tire. I'm pretty much, that should be no problem. So let's get it fired up, and we'll take a drive, and we'll hope that celebrity status doesn't get me a ticket, because I have not asked for permission to do this. Okay, on this motor, it is water cooled, it is oiled, but it's what they consider a complete waste. It drips the oil in. Remember, these are our very first engines that we had. Trust me, this thing's going to turn heads. Everything is greased, but I like to give it a little shot of oil on the top there anyway. This drips down to the piston. So every once in a while it puts a little drop of oil down, and I can see it in the little gauge here, how much oil I'm getting. And it was dripping just a little too fast. I'd rather have too much than not enough. But if I have too much, what happens is it'll foul out the plugs. Okay. There you go. Get going. We are all on trout stages. I put some belt dressing on that belt. There it starts to miss. This is good. I do have great speeds on the bike. This is pulling a pretty good grade right now. Chugging along pretty well. I got a couple cars coming, I don't know. Get back in there, bro. Trying to get it back in first gear. Can you imagine this thing pulling into the gas station? What should do for shits and giggles? Because it's there. Another one. Here we go. Down on the back street. I think fell down again. I was hoping Jay would be here. What do you think, brother?
Very impressive. Very impressive. Wow. I mean, this is just absolutely amazing engineering at its best. I love the sound of it too.
And that's what it's going to be. And listen, it starts every time.
Now, is this how you started with your hand crank?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you gotta think about it. These are our first engines. These are our first engines. You know, before they had it all figured out. And what I like about it is that this is a really good teaching tool because everything's exposed out here.
Yep.
Like, here's your crank. You know, this is what a crank and a piston looks like. You know, this is what a connecting rod and a piston and a crank, and and that's what a lobe on
Oh yeah.
That's what a lobe on a.
Isn't that look at that. You can see the piston going in and out of
Yeah,
it.
you can see the piston going in and
man.
out.
Wow, look at this.
You know, it's all exposed. You've got, and the thing is, like, you ever heard the term balls to the wall?
Balls to the wall.
You ever heard that? Where's it come from? No, don't look at him. I'm looking at the mechanic. Where does the term balls to the wall come from?
Probably, if you think about it, the ball bearings to the wall.
Okay.
It's a good car salesman analyst, Tyson, right?
You're faking it well.
Balls to the wall.
Balls to the wall. Where's the term balls to the wall come from? It's right there in front of you.
The ball valve to the wall.
See those two balls right there?
Yeah.
That's your governor.
Oh.
That's your governor, and it spins. So when centrifugal force throws those balls out, it shuts this thing down. That's what makes it miss. It is on film.
You got to see this. This is absolutely amazing.
Is this his birthday?
I know. Come here.
is his birthday?
Come over here.
Happy birthday, Jay.
There's so many, it doesn't matter.
No, it's great.
Look here. So,
I am his birthday present. I come to visit.
yes.
There you go.
Look, the best ever.
Hey, too.
Right?
I'm sorry to hear about your mom. I know that was probably a tough one.
She lived a good life.
It sounds like
She lived a good life. She touched a lot of people.
That's great. Yeah.
We were going to save that for another video.
Okay.
Yeah, you are, but it's okay.
Look at you built that engine, so I want you to see the crank and the piston.
I do.
So I'm here with Jay and Lisa down at J Mullen Motors, downtown Lisbon. They put on the annual car show for the Johnny Appleseed Festival. And as I was talking at the beginning of the video, imagine you just had one weekend all your own where you are the star. So being that they put on the car show, I figured it'd be nice to have a fancy car to drive to the car show, right? Each year they let me pick my own car, like the car that I want to get a trophy. And I usually try to pick something very unique and very different. And that's basically because this is the way my brain works. So anyway, looking forward to the car show this year. I plan on driving this from the Appleseed Festival to the car show, maybe a cruise through the crowd before I get to pick my pick. So anyway.
Fantastic. We can hardly wait. Giving us the balls to the wall speech.
So the term balls to the wall is because the governor, as the engine comes up to speed, centrifugal force throws those balls out. And when it throws those balls out, that's what forces this thing to go into the miss stage. This is the hit and miss engine. So that's what makes it goes into the miss stage. That's why it goes pop, pop. And then like when I pull up on the lever, you'll hear it go pop, 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 pop. That's because it fell below that 550 and it needs to fire every time to try and get back to that 550. As soon as it gets to 550, it'll go pop, and then it'll just go back and forth and not fire, and then pop, pop.
Wow.
Very impressive,
That's
Jerry.
a great explanation, too.
And the heat oiled we've gotten?
Oil.
Oil?
This is my choke.
Okay.
And then
Get top dead center.
I'll be back around for a second. Okay. Hey, that was a very successful trip. I'm glad Jay and Lisa were at the car dealership. So, looking forward to the festival. Looking forward to the time that I get to spend with all the people down there. All right. Well, that's a wrap. I'm gonna shut it off and get this thing loaded back on the trailer. You guys take care, and I will see you hopefully at the festival. Come see me.